It is the dawn of a new day, and we're here to start it off with you as usual.
Wednesdays are especially special because the ladies are here again for another Wonder Women Wednesday edition.
Yes, and it is for this reason that we have beautiful ladies in every available space on the show today,
right? We're giving them back to back.
Don't worry. I know Winfrey is around. Don't worry. You see us shortly. Keep your fingers crossed for that. Looking all gorgeous as always.
Yeah. And of course, we would like to start as we mean to go on and put it out there that there is absolutely no room up in here for boredom. So it's fun, fun, fun all the way.
Yes, in fact, we will go so far as to say that Wake Up Nigeria remains the prescribed antidote to keep the blues away.
Yeah, so get with the program and we guarantee you a beautiful time of, we have less than 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Yes,
All of it is going to be pleasant, beautiful, good food, good music.
See, we have been doing this long enough, so trust us. We have the recipe down to pat. We know the right ingredients to put together to ensure you have a great start to your morning.
And yes, we'll be showing you what we mean later on, very shortly. My name is Emil Koche.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also catch us on GOTV channel 27 and UHF channel 49.
You can also download the TVC app on both the Android and iOS stores and catch up with old episodes on YouTube at tvcentertainment.tv.
That's right. So let's tell you what to expect today. On nutrition with Coach Amara, we will be discussing the impact of food and beverage on nutritional health. Okay, so we can't wait for that conversation. Really important.
And on relationships, we'll be talking to Ola Shoeton later on a very interesting relationship discussion later on. Now listen to me. And later on, we'll be having a chat with Juanito Rosman, who's a model, musician, and actor. She was a top 15 finalist in the Elite Model Look East and West Africa. And later on, she'll be joining us for an interesting discussion. Can't wait for that one either.
Is that Winfrey? I think I'm seeing Winfrey.
Yes, now you'll be interviewing me later on the show.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. How you doing today, ladies?
Good. It's been a restful couple of days, I must say, right? Over the weekend. It was quite an eventful one, too. We don't want to drop details, but it was just not that my weekend was eventful.
It's easy to tell. See them. Association of Eventful Weekend.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Some of us had to work.
For me, weekend has passed.
And now you're moving
We're in the middle, right in the middle of the week, so yeah.
Okay, so,
Okay, so recently I've been thinking about the importance of friendship and the kind of value that, you know, they bring to your lives and how they affect everything that you do. And have you ever approached someone before, asking them to be your friend?
Never. Okay, so
why?
I am so zoned into myself. Like friendship is something that is kind of new to me. New in the sense that I never used to have friends. I didn't really believe in friends. Like, when I say friends, I mean really intimate folks. I had folks I could really gist with. In primary school, I think I had one girl, Wumi. Secondary school, Ikekpo and Damilola. I'm just not used to, because I'm not outgoing. So it's a struggle for me to keep friends. And many friends need you to turn up for their events, go out with them. So it's always been a struggle for me, keeping up with friends.
So do you think it's about you?
Yeah, because most people around me, or maybe I'm yet to find like minds, wouldn't want to spend their time reading. and I'm a lover of books. For me, my form of entertainment is just
reading.
laying on my back and reading, and most people won't find that interesting.
Well, I think that's the good. The thing about friendship that a lot of people get wrong is to find people that you have a lot of things in common with, right? Some people believe that, yeah, you should have different friends for different reasons, right? My husband always tells me, you should have different friends for different reasons. When you want to be mad, know the people you are with. When you want to be, do you understand? So that's how he believes that. But I don't know, he has a special gift of, like, maintaining friendships. Believe me, I don't have that.
Exactly. Some people are really good at it.
I don't have that energy.
So, just like fair weather friends, let's check out what the weather has for us this morning.
Well, thank you for joining us here on the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. We're beginning at this hour in the nation's capital, Abuja, where the back and forth between the federal government and striking university lecturers appears to be far from over. Now, this is so because despite the 2 weeks directive handed down to the education minister to prefer solutions to the lingering strike, the Academic Staff Union of Universities is insisting that it will not back down on the industrial action. ASU National President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke reaffirmed this while briefing newsmen in the nation's capital. TVC News correspondent Joker Disa has more on this report.
Hours after President Muhammadu Buhari directed the Minister of Education, Adamu, to halt the ongoing ASU strike in 2 weeks, the union has put forward its position to the media.
6 weeks, this issue will be resolved.
ASU accuses the Labour and Employment Minister, Chris Ngige, of being the cog in the wheels of progress.
ASU did not expect the President of the Republic or the Federal Republic of Nigeria to sign that document because neither the 2009 agreement under review nor any of the previous agreement was directly signed by the head of government. What we said, and we are still saying, is that the government team was expected to obtain the needed clearance to sign the draft agreement, which came out of the collective bargaining process.
The union expresses confidence in the ability of the Minister of Education to carry out Mr. President's directive, but cautions that Chris Ngige should not be involved.
These 2 weeks, our prayer, I know the prayer of any Nigerian, that they can resolve this issue within 2 weeks. If that man called the Minister of Labour Ngige is not part of it, we have to be very clear because he's the one creating the problem.
Ngige kept telling us that he's the chief conciliator. It seems to us now, with our research on ILO conventions, that Ngige himself does not even understand the regulations as far as conciliation are concerned.
The union says it is desirable to end the protracted industrial action, but insists its demands must be met.
We are in a country where we are asking for 2 billion every year to fund education, to public education, and the government said they don't have such money. But that same government could also say that we need 200 billion for the feeding of children in primary and secondary school. I have not seen any child that have told me that he has been fed.
ASU is also upbeat about the planned NLC National Solidarity Protest.
The initiative of NLC and its affiliate unions are quite commendable, but it's not over until it's over.
The union is seeking the implementation of the renegotiated 2009 agreement, which includes funding for the revitalization of universities, halt to proliferation of universities, implementation of UTAS, payment of end academic allowance, and with-ed salaries, as well as the remittance of unions' check-up dues. Jokeyadsa, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, let's stay away from education stories now to politics, where a group of legal practitioners under the Lawyers Network for Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2023 says it would aggressively canvass and promote the candidacy of the All Progressives Congress presidential standard bearer, Asiwaju Tinubu. The convener of that group, who spoke at a briefing earlier on Tuesday, said, quote, "Arising from our last meeting in Osun State, we discovered that as lawyers, our place in the society wields so much influence," end quote. The convener promised that the group will harness its enormous influence and transfer it into a national agenda to promote, integrate, and achieve national goals and development through engagement, while mobilizing Nigerians to vote en masse for Asiwaju Tinubu in 2023. The convener also clarified that the lawyers' affiliation is not linked to any political party, religion, or belief, other than the yearning for a better Nigeria.
Over 1 million Nigerians have decided to be very proactive with our decisions towards shaping the future ahead of 2023. In arriving at the shores of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have considered and evaluated him with other major contenders for presidency. And we realize that his mere disposition and patriotism place him above others. Based on his antecedents, which his opponents themselves admit, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has seen it all. We have no doubt that we recruit the best hands to manage the current Nigeria challenge, which he has stated severally at various.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for some newspaper headlines, and I'll be starting today with The Nation. And right there for the major headlines we have, ASU, Buhari orders Ngige to hands-off negotiation. Education Minister gets 14 days to resolve crisis. 1 million naira monthly pay likely for professor. ASU, government doesn't need 2 weeks to end strike. SANU, we have warns against disparity in salaries. And right above the masthead to the very left, we have Masari rates government agencies low on security. And we have that on page 28. Right beside that, we have plans underway to reposition NDDC. We have that on page 29. That is said by Umana. And to the very right, above the masthead, we have 57% of electricity consumers on estimated billing. VP Osibajo recovering fast, says hospital. We have that on page 6. And scrolling right beside the photo there, we have Tinubu picked Shatima for public good. And on the strip at the very bottom, we have police confirms abduction of Akala farm supervisor. We have that on page 6. Farmers protest in Ondo State. And that's all I'll be taking for The Nation. Moving quickly on now to the next newspaper, which is The Punch. And for the major headline there, we have on Osun Poll Tribunal, Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers. APC Adeleke trade words. We have that on page 2. For the runners, we have Oyetola's legal team to consist of 50 lawyers or more. Senior advocate. Don't tamper with election materials to favor APC Adeleke warns INEC. You are only afraid of your shadow. APC berates Governor-elect Adeleke. And moving to the very top of the masthead, let me start from the strip. At the very top, we have Italy drops $3.5 billion any shell suit. Nigeria presses on. We have that on page 18. And right below that, we have Muslim tickets. Adeboye backs Khan. PFN, APC unveils Shatima today. We have that on page 2. And right to the very right, we have outcry as CBN raises benchmark interest rate again. And we have that on page 20. And of course, that's all I'll be taking for The Punch. Right about now, let's do some fitness and we'll be right back.
Okay, let's have our conversation right now. So there was a post that put up on the group where a guy said a girl came to his house and his mom was sweeping, and she didn't take the broom from his mom. In fact, when the mom got to where she was, the girl raised her legs so the mom could sweep underneath her feet, and then when the mom finished sweeping, she said, "Leave my house." Like, pointed at the door and told the girl to leave. So the guy was like, who is raising these girls? My goodness. So basically, he's questioning how girls these days are being raised. So I'm just wondering, really, how are people being raised these days? What are the expectations? Why does it seem like everybody has so much expectations from the other gender? Impractical expectations, I dare say. Well, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I'm kind of torn. But then again, something just popped in my mind. The son that was giving where was he?
You know,
his mother
that's the big question.
Right?
Incidentally, I discussed this on my radio show 2 weeks ago. And I remember believing that guys were going to come all out and say, what kind of nonsense is this? To my surprise, I had a lot of females saying, as a well-trained girl, she should have taken the broom. And I had a lot of guys saying, why will my girlfriend come to my house and I'll be expecting her to sweep? Why will my mom be sweeping when I'm there? I should have collected the broom.
Oh.
Notes, that was coming from guys.
From guys, yeah.
And so it also makes you wonder at how women are being conditioned to believe that you don't have the right to say, I see your mom sweeping. Like, there was actually one guy who said that. I think a guy or a lady, I can't remember, who said, I'll simply tell him that, you're not ashamed of yourself. See your mom sweeping. Won't you collect?
There's that angle. So that, why I said I was torn initially was because, yeah, to be honest, I think we grew up knowing that, okay, fine, when an elder is sweeping, you help out, right? Yes. Whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, do you understand? So, and even as a girl, as a guy, those are things you should do. Do you get? But then again, we know that in Nigeria, let me not say most homes, some homes literally train the girls and then leave the boys to just wonder. Yeah. So, do you understand? So, of course, that is the situation. But very surprisingly, I think, to be honest, I don't think it's a gender, mother, daughter, son kind of situation, because I've been in a similar situation. I was at my brother's house, right, and then I was sweeping one day, and he had someone over. And when I got close to her, she raised up her legs. I felt pain. I don't know. I can't explain it. I didn't expect her to collect the broom. Of course, she came to collect the broom. I would have given her. Do you understand? But he just pained me.
You felt? Would you have expected her to stand up and move away?
Maybe. I don't know. But just that activity of just raising your leg for me to sweep under. I don't know. I was just pained. That's just my confession.
We always quick to forget that different homes, different home training, different upbringing.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's established already that there's the mother-son relationship and there's the mother-daughter relationship. Our mothers indulge in our boys, boy-childs or boy children a lot. Yes, somewhat we can say that they are. Because in that kind of situation, if the boy had taken that broom to sweep, he could have spoiled the girl to do, yeah, now, come on now. Let me do it. Do you understand? Because sometimes she may not even know. She may have even been absent-minded because what, she's a visitor.
Whether or not she's absent-minded or not, I came to visit you. I didn't come to clean your house.
Yeah, so...
It's a different thing if you told me that, oh, yeah, come over, I'm doing house cleaning to do environmental.
Yes,
why did the mom choose that moment?
Maybe she wanted to
is it that test? Exactly. It could have been a test and then the girl failed it. But then does that mean that she's not an ideal wife material?
Exactly.
No.
Some people just believe you talk to them or just ask them. Do you understand? Oh, my daughter helped me sweep, if that's how it's doing.
And then we always forget that marriage is supposed to be that it's a man and it's a union of both parties coming together to, you know, form a perfect union, complement each other. So in a case where this pressure of the woman has to do it, the woman has to cook, the woman has to sweep, the woman has to do the chores, the woman has to raise the children. Even sometimes my husband and I have this conversation and he's like, women are wired in a certain way.
Women are
different
wired
from the men. And I'm like, uncle, so the men that do it, is their own wiring different?
My own issue is even the women who actually cannot do these things. They are shamed for it.
Exactly.
Yet, as a woman, you're expected to support your man no matter what.
So it is still this question.
It's still back to society.
It's still this begging for gender equality, which should transcend in every way, including the home front as well.
To me, it's gender understanding, Sha. We need to take a break.
For me, it's understanding of roles, to be honest. I think it's more of roles than responsibility.
There's no such thing as roles. I've never believed this.
I believe it.
Okay, this is the best part, isn't it? Food, like... Food is life. Wherever you go to in the world, you want to explore your food. Well, except you're not like me. I like to the adventure of looking at what's on ground wherever I am. Whatever the case may be, though, today we have Chef Betty.
Morning.
Oh, gosh, I love your chubby cheeks. I love your smile. You look good. Okay, so breakfast this morning will be by Chef Betty, and I can't wait to see what she has planned for us. So what is for breakfast?
We are having moi moi and pap.
Moi moi and pap. Wow, okay. So let's get started. Let's talk about the ingredients. What are we making use of?
For the pap, we need the pap itself.
Okay, this is it?
This is it, yes. Okay. Then we'll be having sugar with it alongside.
Okay.
And milk.
Milk, okay.
As a protein.
Okay.
Then for our moi moi, we need our beans.
Okay.
We need our pepper. We need our onions.
Okay.
We need crayfish.
Okay.
And some seasoning.
Okay.
I'll be adding Titus fish.
Okay. What seasoning are you making use of? Seasoning cubes,
seasoning
salt,
cubes, salt, ginger and garlic.
Ginger and garlic.
Then curry.
And curry. Okay.
Yes.
And of course the beans.
Yes.
So what's the process? Can you run me through the process?
Firstly, I will have my beans picked.
Okay.
Then add the pepper.
Okay.
Okay, I will wash out the pepper on the side.
Okay.
Then the beans, after peeling it off the skin,
yes,
then I will get it soft.
Okay.
For some minutes.
Okay.
So add the pepper, add the onions.
Okay.
I will add the crayfish. The reason why I do add crayfish to blend, some people don't like seeing crayfish while they are eating their moi moi.
True.
So how will I add it together?
So it will blend with the pepper.
Blend with the pepper together. So I will start the process by mixing it up together.
Okay.
Add my seasoning, my Maggi, my sauce, the curry, the ginger and garlic.
Okay.
I will mix it together. Add the oil.
Okay.
To heat.
Okay.
Then I will use my leaf.
Okay.
I love using leaf a lot.
Okay.
Because of the aroma and the taste it gives.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make sure we get everything ready.
Okay.
The blending, the mixing, everything. So when next we have to showcase what we have here, it will be to show how this is going to be wrapped.
No problem.
As well as making the ogi. Because not many people know how to make pap. And I know there's always a skill to it. What's your own method? Because making...
I will boil the water. I will put this ogi. I will put inside the water. And just like a paste. Then put it directly, put the water inside the ogi. Not preparing it on the fire.
Okay.
I don't use that method.
Yeah.
And it should come out well.
Because, sometimes one struggles with making ogi. Sometimes you do everything right to get the paste, to get the hot water. Yet those annoying bombs, they still come into it. And so it can be very upsetting.
Yes.
So how do you avoid that?
I try to. I add the water. I stir it.
Immediately.
I stir till it come up itself.
Okay. All right, so we'll definitely have everything ready to showcase when next you come to the kitchen. Right now, however, we'll be joining Winfrey on the couch. Hi, Winfrey.
I'm very, very interested. We all have that pap struggle, believe me. Yeah, and right about now, we're rolling right into nutrition because, of course, it's a Wednesday. And with me here is Coach Amara. And today we are discussing the impact of fluids and beverage on nutritional health. Of course, we know I said chef, oh wow, I think I'm hungry. Coach Amara is a passionate advocate on preventing, fighting, and reversing lifestyle diseases through the use of nutrition and lifestyle modifications. Good morning, Chef Amara.
Good morning.
Chef. Oh.
Coach. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing? Okay, I mean, we've had you over the past week talk about different things concerning nutrition. I must say, those conversations have been really, really helpful for me, and it's actually helped me to adjust some of my eating habits, to be honest. Okay, so today we're talking about the impact of fluids and beverages on nutritional health. Yeah, now, so what was your direction when you decided for this topic?
Okay, hi. Good morning, everyone. So I counsel a lot of people. I do a lot of nutrition counseling, and I discovered that most times when you ask people about their diet, they are quick to say things like, okay, bread, rice, and all that food, but they skip the part of what they're drinking. And, people forget that drinks, what you take as your fluid is also very important. It's also a very important part of your diet. You can't do without acknowledging that, So if you eat healthy, you do exercise, but you're taking in the wrong kind of fluids, you're wiping out the whole benefits of your healthy diet and your exercise. So it's very, very important for people to understand that even though it's a liquid, it still plays a part
in the whole
healthy eating.
Oh, wow.
That's why I...
Okay, so I noticed you said the wrong type of fluid. So now let's put it out there. What are these wrong kinds of fluids?
All right, thank you. I'll talk about two briefly because of time that are really, really very popular now, and people are getting it wrong when they're taking it. The first one is sports drinks.
Okay.
Yes, people seem to have this notion that they are healthy. Because, you see sports written there. Okay, if I'm not going to the gym, okay, let me take sports drink so that I can be healthy. But sports drink is actually made for a reason, and it's made for athletics or people that have been exercising for quite a long while. The threshold is usually more than an hour. They've been sweating a lot. They have lost electrolytes. So it's only when you have undergone these things that I've mentioned that you should now think about taking a sports drink.
So are you talking about energy drinks?
No, I'm coming to they're not in the same
category. Okay.
So you find out that a lot of people, even parents, give it to their children as for packed lunches and all that, and it's wrong because they contain electrolytes, sodium chloride and potassium, right? So if you haven't lost any, there's really no need for you to be putting it in your system because then we're talking about toxicity, too much of it, which is the impact it's now having on your health because you're getting too much of it. So sports drink, people should take it with caution and only maybe if you've exercised, you're sweating, do you understand? You need to replace lost electrolytes. That's when sports drink is necessary. Okay. So thank you. You mentioned energy drink. That's also another favorite. Yeah. People say that I need energy. Let me get. It's not. It's not always as it seems, right? Okay. If you need energy, eat well, take nice snacks, sleep. You wake up refreshed. The problem with energy drinks is they have a lot of caffeine in them, a high dosage of caffeine in them. And we all know that caffeine can be addictive. Very true. If you take it a long time. So what normally happens is you take the first one, you take the second one. Before you know it, you won't even know that you're hooked. So then there begins the cycle. Do you understand? Yeah. I wake up, I feel low, I take my energy drink, and then it affects your sleep. So you're not sleeping.
You're not sleeping enough, true.
You wake up, you're tired, you need another one. So before you do it's become the cycle goes on, and then you're hooked. And then there's such a thing as caffeine overdose. There's such a thing as caffeine toxicity. It affects the liver. That's the impact it's now having on your health because it's affecting your liver. The liver needs to break down some of these substances in the body, get rid of them. But when it's too much, the liver has to overwork. And then that's when we start talking about liver damage and all that. So sports drinks, energy drinks. With caution.
Okay, so now, since we're talking about liquids, right? So now, and we spoke about, you mentioned caffeine. So now there's this battle, right, for I think in me, kind of, right? So the struggle of coffee, because coffee has a lot of caffeine. Yes, so on some sides you read, oh, coffee is good for you, it's good for your brain function, it's good for this, good for that, and everything. But some other places you also read that coffee is bad. Okay. Like, you shouldn't take it. Sometimes I think they even talk about it affecting hormonal balances for women and things like that. So which really is it? Also, I'll pull in green tea because there's also that up and down because green tea has a level of caffeine in it. So what is the placement?
Okay, so I'll talk about coffee first, then we'll go into green tea. So coffee is not bad. Okay. Do you understand? But in everything we do, we should always take note of how much are you taking, how much caffeine are you getting. The average cup size is like 8 ounces. If you take one of that, if you're normally a healthy person, take one of that, it's okay. Yeah. Do you understand? But when you have underlying health issues, like high blood pressure and some other things, and if you're pregnant, then that's when we would say, okay, you can just, or maybe you can just do without coffee. And because of the caffeine, just as you said, that addictive factor is there. So you see people that get up and they can't function until they've had a cup of coffee. Yeah. What I advise such people, and you see them taking like 2, 3, 4 cups.
Well, that's very strong.
Do you understand? That's excess. So what you can do, start by taking a cup. A cup is fine. So like I said, it's not bad and it's good. Because it does have it contains polyphenols, which are good for the body. But you have to understand how much of it you're supposed to take. Then if you're so addicted, you can try decaffeinated, although people complain that one is not.
They said there's nothing.
But that's also an option so that you can just try and reduce your addictive. Yes, then green tea is fantastic. That's one of my favorite drinks, green tea. Yes, it does have caffeine, but it has very minimal because of the way the tea leaves are processed. Do you understand? So it has minimal caffeine. So green tea is a very good drink.
Good option. Okay, now let's move to smoothies. Okay. Now, some people believe that, okay, we take vegetables, that's always important, vegetables, fruits, and everything. So people want to blend everything at once. Like, say, okay, as long as it's smoothie, it's fine. I can take it 3 times a day. So now, what's your take on that? Also for people that supplement smoothies for actual food.
So no. What is your take? I would never advise anyone to supplement smoothies with actual food because smoothies are basically fruits, vegetables, which have a lot of fiber and all that. But you still need your basic staple, nutrients, your carbohydrates and all that, protein and all that, which may not be found much or minimal in smoothies. So you cannot take smoothies in place of food. Food has its place, fruits and vegetables have their place. You know, that's why in nutrition we talk about balanced diet. You get your smoothies, you get your vegetables, you get your fruits, but at the same time also get your carbohydrates. That's why I really say no to diets that people talk about, no carbs, no... Any diet that has to restrict a particular nutrient is not the best kind of diet, and it's not sustainable.
Okay.
So smoothie is fine, but don't
overdo it.
Don't
okay,
overdo it.
thanks. So I think in summary of everything, moderation is actually what is key.
But moderation should be defined.
Should be defined.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. And of course, know the type of body you have, so you know exactly what your body needs in order to give your body exactly what it needs. Thank you so much, Coach Amara. It's always a pleasure having you here. And of course, right about now, we're going on a quick break. And when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
One thing I'm pretty sure you love about Wake Up Nigeria is that there is always something to celebrate.
And right this moment, we are celebrating the top of the hour.
Yay!
And also celebrating the women of Wake Up Nigeria, and certainly celebrating you watching.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a grand old time so far, and we cannot wait to unveil the remaining 45 minutes and, of course, what we have in store for you.
Of course. When we say welcome to it once again, we try to be very intentional, with, welcoming you here on the show. And we want to be sure that it's just not over yet. We want you to stick around, be with us for the next less than 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And not miss out on anything that will be done here on the show today.
Indeed, you could say that we are tenacious because every morning we consistently bring you refreshing recipes and motivation in the kitchen so that you never run out. Motivation is not just here where we talk about life or food. You need
after all, it's
food.
life. Right.
I hope you are feeling motivated right now because I don't even understand. Winfrey, that moi is motivating you, ba?
Yeah, fully motivated. The moi and the pap on the side. And of course, we have Chef Betty here smiling away. Actually makes the food more enticing and interesting.
That a smile, that a smile. Oh, Chineke.
It's so warm.
Yeah.
It's so warm. Yes, and of course, it's not all we have for you today on the show. There's still so much more to come. My name is Emil Kwacha.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, you can also watch us on GOTV channel 27 and, of course, UHF channel 49.
Do not forget that you can also download the TVC app on both the Android and iOS stores and catch up with previous episodes on YouTube at tvcentertainment.tv.
Now let's tell you what we have in store for you this hour, okay? We will be having a conversation with Ola Shoeton, a marriage and relationship coach, public speaker and writer. Today, he'll be giving us an understanding and managing possessiveness in marriage. That's something that we need to talk about. Possess your possession.
As in, and finally, we'll be having a chat with Juanito Rosman. She's a model, musician, and actor. And of course, she was a top 15 finalist in the Elite Model Look East and West Africa and has worked with notable brands both home and abroad. Interesting conversations we'll be having with her later on.
Green. I love that color. Oh, wow. So, you know how we talk about, possessing your possession.
Now we possess it.
In marriage. I personally, I've never really believed something or someone belongs to me. I've always thought life is fleeting. People come and go. I don't believe in owning anything. I still wonder if it has to do with the, Islamic background I have. I don't know, but I struggle to hold on to things like,
you believe that
this
what's
is
not
mine.
yours is not yours.
Yes, like, it's not even about what is not, even what is mine. I still believe anything can happen. It's a bad mindset, I know. In fact, to the point that the way I look at children, I just look at children like, okay, God has given them to you for like 18 years. Take care of them because now when they are older, they'll be able to live their own life when it's time for them to move into the world.
Yeah.
So I feel like nothing actually belongs to anybody.
Yeah. I mean, speaking about Islamic background, right? The same thing with Christianity, because the same thing it tells you. That you're literally just a channel. Things pass through and then go. Even your life is not your own. Do you understand? Literally giving everything as an opportunity to make the best of it. So yeah, that's my mindset as well.
Mine is mine.
No, because I know zone is what is as. You
Yeah,
better not
and I
come
also
here.
believe I've not created anything because I believe that yes, I am a channel and God made these things possible. I believe in the Supreme Being. I believe that whenever I ask anything, He makes it possible. So if He's giving that thing to me, it's because it's meant to be for me. Do you get? It's only when I decide, okay, you know what, I don't want it anymore, then, you know, let it go.
So you believe your life is your own?
That's now you're just
life.
good. No, that's too deep.
She says you are becoming philosophical.
I'm talking about material things. I'm talking about, you know, earthly things.
Of course,
I'm
when
not talking about yes, so for example, my children are mine, but of course they're God's own, you know. God is their, you know,
Choose one,
is their everything. And they're mine.
Are they yours or God's? God, you heard that. She said they're hers.
No, I didn't say they are mine. I said they are
seriously.
his.
But you know something there.
But when it comes to earthly things, so for example, relationships, being in a relationship with someone, your spouse, yes, you know, but for that period,
it belongs to you.
It belongs to me. Yeah.
Okay, so if he decides
anything
tomorrow
changes.
that he wants to marry somebody else, then the two of you will
Doesn't make that
possess him.
decision. I'll help you make it. Just cannot come
See,
and
there's a
you're
reason
not
God
right.
gave, God let come in this generation.
Yeah, I cannot understand. You come and say, oh, yo, no, I don't want to do this anymore. You will do it. I won't.
Oh gosh, let's check the weather, please. Heaven will not kill somebody this. Welcome again to the kitchen. Now, we did say that we will show you the completion of the process. That's the best way to put it. And as you can see, the moi moi is ready to be wrapped. Or rather, the moi moi batter, lamakwe. Yeah, we'll call it moi moi batter. Yeah, so for the ones we've wrapped, as you can see here, I do not want to open it because it needs to stay heated. Sometimes when you open certain meals, it affects the heat. So as you can see, the heat needs to be kept together, okay? But yes, the wrapping has been done. This set will be ready in how many minutes?
In the next 5 minutes.
In the next 5 minutes. Ah, okay. So this set should be ready before the end of the show. But there's something interesting. Not many people know how to wrap moi moi. So watch keenly as Chef Betty teaches us how to wrap it. Watch this.
You have this.
Okay, so I'm the student. So in case you are struggling to catch up with her, watch me instead. Okay, so you take the back.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you put the back like this.
You overlap it.
Then you overlap it with a smaller one. You do it like this. Then you put it in your palm.
Yes.
Then you break this,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You break it to the back. Yeah. So when you break it to the back, you then do this way.
Form a cone.
So you form a full cone.
Yeah.
So you do it like this. See? Huh? Then you now break it.
Break it.
I like the click. I wish I could do it again. And then, of course, you put in the batter. See? That's all there is to it. So when you put in the batter,
you close it up.
Watch that. You close it up inside first. Yeah.
So while boiling, the paste won't come out.
Yeah.
Then
okay.
Turn it back.
So let me reenact that. So you do this, then you pour it. Note my own leaf is smaller than the other one. No? So Chef Betty, over to you.
Just try to close this.
Then you
can still close it up like this.
Okay, so you have to put the stick inside.
Yes.
Then you
use this.
Do it that way, and voila, it's ready! Yay! So basically that's it. We'll do the rest of it, but first let's show you how we are making the ugi.
Okay.
Okay, so let's show you the ugi process. Because I know we have a lot to learn today. Everyone has their way of making.
I've added water already. To form
just a little bit of water.
To form a paste.
So this is the milk. This is sugar. Okay. So when you see it, it has the consistency of, shall I call it condensed milk? Yeah, so when you get that consistency, you know you have your pap ready for hot water. No bumps. Make sure it's as smooth as possible, okay? So there you go. You pour in the water. Some people start stirring immediately the water hits the pap. But I see you waited a few seconds before you started stirring. Is there a reason for that?
No, no reason.
Okay. Will it not turn out to be watery?
No, it won't.
It won't. Ah, okay. The experts are speaking. Maybe that's why some of us end up with cocoa, because we keep pouring water after the mixture has been done. So it will be thickening, right?
Yes.
And you say you don't like
I have to put, because, you know, we have different type of ogi.
Pap, yes.
If you are the one preparing your ogi yourself, as in from the corn aspects, from the scratch, so you can let people know that, okay, this is the type of ogi I prepare.
Okay.
There are some pap that they are not good on the preparing it with just hot water. Yes, so you have to transfer it on the...
You have to put it back on heat.
On the heat.
Okay.
So to thicken it.
Okay.
There are some, once you pour the hot water,
it starts thickening.
Yes,
yes. I think it's these types that are very tricky. These are the types that get you in that cocoa mode.
Yes, if you're not careful.
Those wondering,
we have to keep stirring this.
What cocoa is the bumps. You know, with the lumps you get inside.
The ogi.
Okay, so I think maybe we can make use of this. Let's see. I was going to get you a bigger spoon. But yes, maybe you could make use of this.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Thank you.
So that should help. Because I know sometimes when you make use of wooden spoon, it does help with getting what you want right. Okay. So, moi moi almost ready. The pap almost ready. For those wondering at the English name for moi moi, please, if you want to know the English name for moi moi, you should tell me the local name for spaghetti bolognese. Until then, maintain the local name. Everybody has the name for their dishes according to their country.
Yes, sir.
Chikena. Okay, so yes, it's thickening. Yes, and we don't have any lumps in it. Perfect. It's not going to take a long time before it gets ready. It's not going to. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break.
All right.
Okay, and at the end of the show, we'll serve you breakfast and we'll tell you how it tastes. At least our guests will. They will tell you on social media. Let's take this break. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
And we are back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for our relationship segment. And of course, we have Olashereton with us. He's a marriage and relationship coach, public speaker, and writer with a community of followers online where he gives practical and relatable marriage hacks for couples. And today, he'll be helping us understand and talk about understanding and managing possessiveness in marriage. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
It was good to
Our relationship sessions have been amazing all through this.
Oh.
Yes. And now we're on to another one. Possessiveness is when did being possessive become a problem.
A problem.
In marriage. It's marriage, not relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
It's adorable. I mean, to be owned. I mean, it feels good even for you need to know that someone who owns you, you belong to someone. I mean, it's something that we desire.
Let's talk about what possessiveness is. Let's establish it so people understand what it is.
What it is. All right. Possessiveness is basically having a sense of ownership. Like, I mean, you know that this thing is mine. I possess it. I mean, it's mine. But, I mean, to the degree that you now show that possessiveness, it's when we can begin to say, what's going on here? I mean, we know this thing is yours, but by the way you're going about it, I mean, we are reading other meanings to this. Yes, it's yours, but I mean, you seem like someone is after you. You seem insecure. I mean, it could be. Yeah, like I mean, it's just like you're having a piece of cake that is yours, and you're eating it like. You know, people are coming like, I'm like, are you sure you're okay with, yeah, it's yours, you can take your time. So, I mean, you feel unsafe, basically, and that could show.
All right, so there's a very thin line between possessiveness and jealousy.
Okay.
How do you identify which is which?
Okay, so basically, jealousy is just a signal that you get, your mind gives you when something that you treasure is you sense some form of threat to something that you treasure, and it's just something that nudges you to say, hey, you need to take a second look at this. Okay, so it's fine to have those, those signals, the impulses. It's okay for you to have them, but it is what you do with the information that matters, how you handle that information that matters. It's okay for you to have fear, okay, but what do you do when you're afraid? Those are the things that your action and your emotion is going to be judged by. Okay.
Now let's talk about the signs to look out for when your partner is being possessive.
Yeah.
Okay, first, before you answer this, is it a bad thing to be possessive? We need to establish it. Is it bad for your partner to be possessive, to have that sense of ownership over you in a marriage?
It is needed. Because you don't want to be ignored, you don't want to be abandoned. That's why you're there, and it comes with some form of responsibility. If you have that sense of ownership over me, it comes with its own sense of responsibility. You are responsible to taking care of me, responsible to being there for me. That's what it shows.
Okay, so is there anything as over possessiveness being too much?
Of course.
Like over possessiveness.
Yes, over possessiveness.
Okay.
There's a line that you can cross, and we begin to see that, look, this is no longer just you showing ownership. There's something here. This behavior, this act is indicating that you need help. And anything could be a trigger for you from probably your trauma, your past experience. It could trigger that, and you are acting out a different script.
Now let's talk about the signs so that people watching right now can, can easily relate with it. Look at the signs. So let's pick them up, pick them one after the other. What are the signs to look out for in an overpossessive partner? Okay, so these are the signs to look out for. They become abusive, and it could start with verbal abuse.
Start saying denigrating things and degrading things. That's how you start. You're not listening. You can hardly understand anything that you're being told, or they are being told. So it comes with verbal abuse, and it could get physical. It could get physical, and there could be harm and danger. At the end of the day, you can tell that the way this thing is growing, this person is acting out of character. Okay. And you can tell and say, oh, the way this thing is going, you're not being gentle, you're not being kind with your words, with your actions. So those are signs, and it's just based on you're doing this to me, you're doing this to me, and at the end of the day, you're hurting your partner. So anything
is that the only sign?
Yeah, those are the signs.
Okay.
Those are the ways that they are being expressed. They're being expressed when the person is crossing the line. Because most times it's not like, okay, that's the beginning, of the relationship or the marriage. Start looking at the beginning, and along the line, this person may begin to show these signs. And when this person begins to show the signs that you're not feeling unsafe, you're not feeling insecure, like around them, you don't trust them with yourself, with your life, with certain information again, because you don't want to trigger that action, that negative action from them, then that's the point where you know that, okay, yeah, I think you need attention. There's something here that is not right.
Now, as a partner who's, on the other end, on the receiving end, how do you respond to this, and how do you deal with it?
Okay, now, it's a very, very careful path to tread, especially when the person who is responsible is still in their own blind spots, is still in their own cocoon. There's nothing you can say at that point in time that will make sense to them, because they don't see themselves as the problem.
Yeah.
They're seeing you as the problem, and they're trying to fix you. They're trying to get rid of you. They think that, okay, if I can just lay my hands on you, man, I think I'll be able to put things in check. I'll be able to, once I solve you, everything will be fine. And that's a worse thing to do.
Okay.
So what you do with those kind of people, you have to be careful, you have to be gentle with them. Most especially, you need help. You can't do it by yourself, because one thing, there's a bias already against you. So you try to come in and, give them whatever form of therapy or anything that you think you want to do. There is a very strong bias against you. So those kind of people have to be led to a professional who can help them. And you don't go about saying, oh, I think you need help. Oh, I think we need help.
We.
Yes.
Underline the word we.
I think we just, just for us to get better. I know, not like we've been doing badly.
Don't point out
what the issue is.
Great.
All right. Don't point out what the issue is. Don't, so I think because the truth of the matter is that you both need help. Whatever help your partner is getting, you need to be informed as well.
So that you know how to
handle and work with them. All right. So you just like, oh, I think we're not doing terribly bad. I like how we've come so far.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, yeah.
Great.
So, but I think when we sit down with a professional, we'll get better. And that's
just basically put things in perspective.
Yes, in perspective.
This has been quite an insightful conversation. Ola, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much. Of course, the conversation can continue on social media, on your Instagram page. It's right there on your screen, people. If there are any questions that you'd like to ask Ola Shoetan, well, you have it there on his Instagram. Contact him and, talk, basically. All right, this has been quite insightful. We have to head over to our second performer for today. She is Juanito Rosman. She's a model, musician, actor. And, of course, she was a top 15 finalist in the Elite Model Look East and West Africa, and has worked with notable brands both home and abroad. She recently released her recent single Ozugo earlier this month, and she'll be performing to us just now. But later on, we also have a conversation with her, just get to know her, get into her world, and just learn more about her journey in in the industry. But before then, Ozugo by Juanito Rosman.
Moving closer to buy time, we'll be having a conversation with Juanito Rosman, who is a model, musician, and actor. She was a top 15 finalist in the Elite Model Look East and West Africa. And she's also worked with notable brands, both home and abroad.
Of course, and she has released her recent single, Ozugo, which is actually the one you heard or you saw her perform.
Just before the break.
Exactly, just before right now. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Amazing. Not bad at all. Very good performance, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really nice song. I like the fact that you're able to mix so many elements. There's the rap, then putting in the pidgin all of a sudden. It was really nice. It was really nice. Okay, so for many people, they will tell you that I started from my mother's womb. When you ask where it all began. But really, where did it start for you? Was it something that came recently, or it's just something you've always wanted to do?
Okay, so I'm going to sound like one of them. I've been singing for as long as I can remember. So I've been singing in my house. My neighbors are tired of me. I have to keep saying this because, I've been singing for that long. So music is something I've been doing for such a long time.
Okay, so now as music is something you've been doing for a very long time, the reality is for many people combining music and acting and then modeling is a breeze, but it's also a struggle for some people.
Yeah.
How have you been able to put it off?
Well, I would say my family has been supporting me, so it's been actually a very good one. It's been, since I have the support, it's going great, and modeling, acting, and singing, it's all in entertainment, so it's in the same field. So I'm doing pretty well with it.
Okay, amazing, because I know you used to model.
I still
model, right? So now that is it. I think that's the confusion right there, right? So now it seems like you're focusing more on your music career, right? So there might be a twist as regards, are you leaving modeling to follow music and all of that? It's like you're pushing that harder now. So like, at what point did you decide, okay, you know what? Do you believe, or rather you're at the point where, your modeling can,
take a back seat.
Yeah, take a back seat while you still do it, but then push music more. Where are you right now in your career?
Well, I'm more of an artist right now, but I'm still modeling, I'm still acting, because I love doing these things. They're my passion. So I'm still going to go after all of them while I still push my music right in front.
Okay, amazing.
So as a model, you get so many embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, like too many actually. Which one stands out for you?
Which one? What do you mean exactly?
Which embarrassing moment stands out for you?
Well, I guess I would say when you're coming for like an open casting and, they don't pick you at the moment. Like an open casting where you see the people there, the models they're selecting. So I guess maybe that's it. Or maybe when you're working with like a client that's being completely disrespectful or rude and arrogant. So it's not.
That's the downside to you.
Okay, so now you've experienced the modeling world internationally and locally, and so I want to ask, why do you decide to actually stay here, considering the fact that you actually have the option of doing it like anywhere you actually decide to?
So I was born in Lagos, and I love the Lagos lifestyle. I'm working here, I'm living here, but I'm not just only here. So I'm also working internationally at the same time. So my content, my music, I wanted it to be broad. I wanted it to be international. So there's me speaking English, I'm singing English, and then I bring my people along. I add the pidgin and I add Igbo. So I just twist it in so I can be anywhere making my music, you know.
So do you write your songs?
Yes, I do.
Every time?
Yeah, I work with writers, but I write most of my songs. It's very passionate for me and it's very exciting. So that's one of the best parts, actually, for me.
Okay, so we've talked about your music, we've talked about your modeling, but then we've barely touched on your acting. How did that come about? Was it pre-modeling days or alongside modeling? How did that come about?
So it's interesting, I've actually been acting since I was in junior high school.
Oh, okay.
So I was on this series on TVC, actually, and it's called Teeny Vision. And then I did a couple more teenage movies in high school, junior high school, senior high school. And I'm still acting. I've been acting for, I think, music has been the first thing, and then acting came way before my modeling. So my modeling came like 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, so singing, acting, modeling, SAM. Let's take a look at a freestyle by Uto.
Oh,
so that freestyle, you wrote it?
Yeah, I did.
Was there a personal experience that informed that, or it was just something you saw generally?
No, so I don't have a personal experience on domestic violence, but I've watched so many movies, and I know people that have been abused, and I sat down and I just said, okay, I'm making music. I have to use my art to spread the word, because so many times, our people don't usually do it that much. So I want to take advantage of the time to share the word, because so many women are going through this and it's not being said out loud the way it should be said.
I think, okay, amazing. I mean, I go through your page and I see a lot of things that you actually do, a lot of these freestyles, and I think it's very entertaining, and it actually passes a lot of message. I know there's one you did recently of what I ordered versus what I got.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually very hilarious. Okay, so now I think for me, the question I want to ask is, how challenging has it been for you, especially as a female in the music industry, considering that that's where we're focusing on right now?
Well, I would say sometimes it can be challenging, but most of the time I don't really give that negativity any attention, but it is there. So I just focus on what I have to do. But sometimes it's there, people don't look up to you, they don't take you seriously. She's a woman. Sometimes it's there, especially here in Lagos, Nigeria, Africa. So, but I don't put any energy towards it, and I focus on my main thing.
Okay, so talking about happy things, let's hear a freestyle. We know we had a bit of your performance there, but let's hear you give us something. So anything that comes to mind right now. It could even be the studio. Give us a freestyle.
Okay. I'm writing my rhymes, I'm hitting the lines, I'm getting the vibes. Okay, let me go again. Okay.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Yeah. We had a long morning, a big morning. We're still here, okay? So I'm writing my rhymes, I'm hitting the lines, I'm getting defined, then I'm defined. The Lord is my shine, He is divine. He's getting me to what's mine. Something inside of me, that's beside of me, writing me, fighting me, guiding me, shining me. I'm grateful for everything. So grateful to be here.
Nice. That's amazing. So I just wonder, what's your favorite meal?
What's my favorite
food?
So I don't really have a favorite meal, because, the food in this world is a lot, so I don't know where to start from. I love Nigerian food. Anytime I travel, I want Nigerian food.
Okay. Okay, great.
Which Nigerian food would you really like to have right now, if you had the chance?
Right now? I'll pick jollof rice anytime,
any day. But
jollof rice.
Jollof rice and moi moi is always cool, right?
It's always cool, right?
Yeah,
we have moi moi.
You take moi moi. We have moi moi. We don't have
jollof rice.
So you take it. But we have oogie as well. We have pap. So you just mix everything together.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to the kitchen then.
Okay.
Okay.
This is not the first time coming with your life.
Okay. Ooh.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Hi. Yes.
What does Juanito mean?
Juanito is actually Igbo. It means sweet child.
Oh, you are sweet
child.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you are sweet. I'll
So
say that.
Uto is short for sweet.
Oh,
Nice. Okay, so today's chef is Chef Betty, and she's made breakfast.
Oh.
Moi moi and pap, and we made everything from scratch in the kitchen this morning. So please try it. Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna make a quick player. Anyway. Okay.
it smells nice, by the way.
It does, it does.
So it's got fish in it, free fish as well.
Savoring all that flavor.
It does, it does. I love it. I love it. Because I like cooking.
Oh, okay.
I do. I cook with my sisters. We like cooking.
Like asking if you eat. So who's the best?
I did actually.
I do eat. I do. I do.
Oh, you asked her earlier what her
Yes,
favorite
what a
meal
favorite
was.
meal.
Yeah, so you like to cook. What's that special meal that you take all your time?
Soups.
Oh, soups. What soup?
Different types of soups.
Oh, okay.
So, growing up, I didn't really like soup in my house.
Okay.
My father's Canadian, so I loved more of his food.
Okay.
But then as I got older, I started tasting his food and my mom's food, and I'm like, wait a damn minute.
What have I been doing?
Is this what I've been missing out on?
Yes. So I started cooking soup. I started with egusi actually, and my first cooking it myself without anybody. I was so proud of myself. Then I started making other soups. I made vegetable, I made oha, I made different soups, and I was like, dang.
Great.
Nice. Okay, so whatever it is you like to
you.
cook, just start from somewhere.
Right.
That's the most important.
And then you have YouTube to help.
Yes, of course. All right, so thank you so much, nice, for being a part of the show today. Thanks to all our collaborators, the crew, and of course all our guests. Chef Betty, thank you so much for breakfast. Thanks to you too for always watching.
Yes,
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Bye. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. Don't forget, make it a date.